Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Kanika, Rishu. And yes, Sahil, I have seen your question. As I already told you, all the questions, doubts that you have on all the chapters will be taken up on the 16th and the 17th as the time permits. So we will be taking up all the questions on those days. Okay. So let us begin from where we left off yesterday. Okay. Let me share the screen. So today we are going to talk about dispersion. Okay. So what is dispersion? Let me make it full screen. What happens is sometimes you will find that the data set has the same mean, but its scatterness is different. Means what? The spread is different or the squeeze is different. This is known as dispersion. Okay. How much dispersion is allowed will depend on the question in hand. So we must be able to find the dispersion and we will have to check whether that is allowed or not, or what is the consistency problems that we have. In those cases also we are going to discuss dispersion. So dispersion is in statistics a way of describing how spread out the data set is. So either the data is stretched or it is squeezed. Now dispersion measures a variation around an appropriate measure. So what are the appropriate measures of central tendency that we talk about usually as mean, median, mode? So here in your syllabus we are going to talk about mean and median here. So range, we have again in this we have two different types. One are the absolute measures which are expressed in the same statistical unit, and the other is the relative measures of dispersion. Okay, दो तरह से हम डिस्पर्शन के मेजर्स हैं हमारे पास. एक का नाम है एब्सोल्यूट और दूसरे का नाम है रिलेटिव मेजर्स ऑफ डिस्पर्शन. जो एब्सोल्यूट मेजर्स है वो कौन से हैं? विच आर द एब्सोल्यूट मेजर्स ऑफ डिस्पर्शन? रेंज, मीन डिविएशन, स्टैंडर्ड डिविएशन एंड क्वार्टाइल डिविएशन. दीज आर देयर इन योर सिलेबस. And similar to them, we have the names of the relative measures of dispersion. Here what happens is we have the coefficient of range. Instead of range as an absolute measure, the relative measure will be the coefficient of range. Mean deviation, coefficient of mean deviation. Standard deviation, coefficient of standard deviation, and quartile deviation is coefficient of quartile deviation. Okay, these are the measures of deviations, measures of dispersion that we are going to study. Okay, so let us dive into each one of them. Now let us see. Here suppose I have this data set. So I have the mean to be 50 and standard deviation to be 3 of a data set, while another has a mean of 50 but a standard deviation of 12. Now what is standard deviation? We are going to study, so don't worry, I'm just going to show you how it appears. Okay, so for this, let me see. So what happens here is, so I have standard deviation here. So what will I do? I have mean to be equal to 50. So for the first, the standard deviation is 3, and for the other, the mean is also 50, and standard deviation is 12. Okay. So what this means is the lowest number so that what it means is that 68% of our data is going to lie between 50 minus 3 and 50 plus 3. So how much is this? This is 47 and this is 53. Okay. So for a mean of 50, Okay, so if I consider this line, this mean is 50. So how much will be 47? 47 will be somewhere here. And how much is 53? 53 will be somewhere here. Okay. So if I have this kind of distribution, okay, so this is what it means. It's not coming out symmetric. So let me just do it again. Okay. Just take of this as something that is symmetric. Okay. Now for the second, let me take another. This means that 68% of the data is represented by 50 minus 12 and this is 50 plus 12. So this becomes 62 and this becomes, how much is this? 38, right? So where is 38 over here? So 38 over here is here somewhere and 68 will be here somewhere. So what will happen is here in this case, my data spread, even though the mean is same, the data spread will be something like this. So this is what is representing dispersion. Here the dispersion is more and in the red the dispersion is less. Okay. This is just a pictorial way of representing things. Now let us go to range. Okay. Now what happens is range is the simplest way. Okay. When somebody asks you कि सबसे कम मार्क्स कितने हैं क्लास में, सबसे ज्यादा किसको मिले, ऐसे पूछते हैं ना घर में कोई भी क्लास टेस्ट होने के बाद में, तो आप क्या बताते हो कि जो टॉपर है उसको 96 मिले और जो एकदम जिसको एग्जाम बहुत टफ गई है उस बच्चे को 35 मिले. तो ये जो 96 माइनस 35 है ना, उसको रेंज बोलते हैं. What is range? Range is simply the largest number minus the smallest number in the given data. Whatever data you have, that is the simplest way of representing your dispersion. What is the largest number minus the smallest number is your range. Then we have the absolute, then we have the relative measure. Relative measure says that the coefficient of range here, as you can see, is given by simply that is L minus S upon L plus S into 100. Okay. So that is coefficient of range. Very important is the next line that I'm talking about. Range is unaffected by change of origin. It is affected by change of scale. Okay. So that means if my equation is y is equal to a plus bx, then I will have range of y to be equal to mod of, that is absolute value of range of x. Okay. So what does this mean is that if my x is changing, there is a change of origin, there is a change of scale, so that y is equal to a plus bx, then range of y will be the absolute value of b into range of x. Okay. So these are the small formula that you should know of the range. Okay. Now let us do the sums. Yes, good afternoon. Yeah. Rajni, yes, you must do books from you must do sums from the book. Yes, HM and GM I will be taking on the 16th. Okay. We have the institute has given us a particular day where we will be doing sums of GM and HM, and we will be solving all your doubts. Okay. So BOS has already given us an extra lecture. So following are the wages of 8 workers expressed in rupees. Okay. Now find the range and its coefficient. Important, very important thing is arrange. Okay. Here what we will do is we will say that we must arrange the data. So I will arrange the data in ascending order. मतलब क्या है, सबसे छोटा से सबसे बड़ा नंबर लिखेंगे. सबसे छोटा नंबर क्या है 50, उसके बाद क्या है 52, then we have 65, 70, 70, then 82 and 96. Let us check 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. कौन सा नंबर छूट गया? 70 के बाद यहाँ 75 है. Okay, just let me. Okay. So this is 75, 82 and 96. Now I have these numbers. Now I know which is the smallest number. This is my smallest number. This is my S. What is my largest number? This is my largest number. So my range is equal to L minus S. How much is L minus S? 96 minus 50. 96 minus 50, answer is 46. But they have also asked us to find out coefficient of range. Okay. So coefficient of range will be L minus S upon L plus S into 100. So how much is L minus S? I have already calculated 46. How much is L plus X? That is 96 plus 50 into 100. Okay. So into 100. So this is how much? Let us check. So can anybody tell me? 96 plus 50, 146. So 46 divided by 146 is, this is equal to 31.51%. Okay, right? Has everybody understood? Let me check. Right, very good, very good. Unna Malta and Shonaya, very good. Okay, so this is how we are supposed to do the sum. Now, the next sum that we will be doing is, this is question number 15.2.1. Earlier one was 15.2.1. Now we are doing 15.2.2. Okay, question number 15.2.2. We are doing this sum. Now here what is given? Now we have been given range. We have to find the range and its coefficient for the following distribution. Yes. So here we have been given the class interval. We have been given the frequency and we have to find the range. Now remember here what is important is check whether it is a continuous data. Okay. But here I can see this is 54 and this is 55. So this is not continuous. So what I need to do is I need to make it continuous. So what is the difference? 55 minus 54 is 1. 1 divided by 2 is half. So what will happen? This is my class interval. So I will find the class boundaries. Class boundaries will be 49.5 to 54.5. Okay. And similarly, all this going up to 69.5 to 74.5. Okay. So this is how we will be making it. Because this is 54.5, next will be 54.5 to 59.5 and so on. We don't have to calculate everything. Why? Because we have to find only range. यहाँ पे फ्रीक्वेंसी भी दी हुई है, लेकिन यहाँ पे हमें सिर्फ रेंज निकालना है, कोएफिशिएंट ऑफ रेंज निकालना है, तो इन सब की कोई जरूरत नहीं है। हमें क्या करना है, रेंज निकालनी है। रेंज इज सिंपली लार्जेस्ट माइनस स्मॉलेस्ट। सो लार्जेस्ट कितना हुआ, ये मेरा लार्जेस्ट नंबर हुआ, स्मॉलेस्ट कितना हुआ, ये मेरा स्मॉलेस्ट नंबर हुआ। तो दिस इज 74.5 minus 49.5. So how much is this? 74.5 minus 49.5. 74.5 minus 49.5 is 25. So how much is my range? 25. Now can you similarly calculate coefficient of range? Yes. What is the formula? L minus S upon L plus S into 100. Yes. Somebody give me the final answer. Yes, Gopika, answer was correct. Yes, when here, Tisha, when the data is ungrouped data, जब सब numbers दिए रहेंगे तो आपको arrange करना पड़ेगा ascending order में. Okay, when the numbers are given, you must arrange it in ascending order to find the range. Or else you have to just see which is the smallest number, which is the largest number. But what happens, you may miss out on something, so it is always better. You don't want to lose the 1 mark and you don't want the negative marks. That is why you should do it also. Okay. Yes. Range is 25 kg. Excellent. Yes, Shalini, Manisha, Shonya. Yeah. Yes, Shalini. Very good. So she has got the answer as 25 upon, that is 25 divided by 124. 25 divided by 124 into 100. And that comes to how much? 20.16%. Right? Excellent. I hope everybody has understood this. So when I have numbers, this last time we did when we have only numbers, here we have the class intervals that is given, that is a frequency distribution was given. You have to check whether the data is continuous, you make it continuous, and then you simply have to subtract the highest number from the highest class boundary from the lowest class boundary. Okay. Next sum we are taking is 15.2.3. What does it say? If the relation between if the relation between x and y is given by 2x plus 3y is equal to 10 and the range of x is 15, then what would be the range of y? See, what is the theory saying? Theory is saying that if y is equal to a plus bx, if y is equal to a plus bx, so there is a change of origin and scale, then range of y will be equal to absolute value of b into range of x. Okay, this has been given to you. Now, what is the given equation? 2x plus 3y is equal to 10. You have to change this into this format. So, what I will do, I will keep 3y here. 3y will be equal to 10 minus 2x. What will be y? Y will be equal to 10 upon 3 minus 2 upon 3 into x. This is of the form y is equal to a plus bx. So from here, I can find out how much is b. b is equal to minus 2 by 3. Okay. a कितना है 10 by 3, b कितना है minus 2 by 3. हमने क्या किया, given जो equation है उसमें y हमने लेफ्ट की तरफ रखा और बाकी सब राइट की तरफ ले गए और उसको फॉर्मेट कौन सा दिया, y is equal to a plus bx. So now I can find here. So what is given now? I have got b is equal to minus 2 by 3. What is the range of x? Range of x is given in the question as 15. So range of y will be equal to modulus of minus 2 by 3 into range of x. So this will be equal to 2 upon 3 into 15. So 3 ones are 3 fives are, answer is 10. Okay, so 10 will be the range of y. Is that clear?
Madam,
so this, yes sir,
excuse me.
yes sir.
Can you please once again explain in the example what is meaning of range in the scale and origin? What is the impact on scale and origin when any number addition is there? There is no impact on the range. When it is multiplied or division, then scale, it will be there will be impact on the range.
Yes sir.
That is the main fund of this question actually.
Yes sir.
The basic idea is there is impact only on the scale.
Yes sir. So what this sum is telling you, what the concept of range is, that if for every data that you have in, for the given data that you have, if any numbers are added to it, that is that there is a change of origin, it is not going to affect the range. But if we are going to multiply each data by a number, so in this case, we are going to multiply every number by say 2 by 3, minus 2 by 3, then the range will be impacted. Okay, so range which is not affected by change of origin, but it is affected by change of scale. So here in this sum, we are doing this, and this is the type of sum that you can get. Remember here, the most crucial thing that you must remember in terms of how to solve is that you have to convert it into the form y is equal to a plus bx form. Okay. Only then you will be able to find out what is the change of origin. So this A that is coming is the change of origin. So in this case, the change of origin is by 10 by 3, and B, the change of scale. So this is change of origin. Change of origin is represented by A, and change of scale is represented by B. Okay. So this is how we are supposed to be doing the sum for it. Okay. Yes. Yes, Raksana, you also got it correct. Yeah, very good. Vishita, Unna, Malta, Harsh. Yes, very good. So this is the type of questions that you can have on range. Very simple. Range is simply largest number minus the smallest number. The one property that you have to remember is that it is unaffected by change of origin, but it is affected by change of scale. The affected by change of scale, the formula is Ry is equal to modulus of B into R of X. Okay. So now let us move to mean deviation. So we have to now see what is the mean deviation. So again, we will have a formula for group data, and we will have the for ungrouped data also. So if I have the data is x1, x2, x3 up to xn, then if I find the mean, then and I try to find the mean deviation about the mean, then that is given by mean deviation about the mean. So it is written as MDA is equal to 1 upon n summation of x minus a. So the absolute value of x minus a. What this means is that first I have to find the mean, then I have to find the difference of the number from the mean, then I have to add them up, but remember that I have to take only the positive values. Okay, so I will find the absolute value of the difference, I will add them up and divide it by n, which will give me mean deviation about the mean. Okay, but if I have a frequency distribution where I have a frequency also and I have class interval, in that case I will have xi mean deviation about the mean will be equal to 1 upon n summation absolute value of xi minus a into fi. What is xi? Xi will be the midpoint. Okay, what will be xi? Xi will be the midpoint, a is the mean, and f is the frequency of that class interval. Okay, then the relative measure of distribution is dispersion is coefficient of mean deviation, which is given by mean deviation about a upon a. So I find this mean deviation, then I divide it by mean into 100 will give you the coefficient of mean deviation. So there is one important theoric point, that is mean deviation takes its minimum value when the deviations okay, so it takes its minimum value when the deviations are taken from the median. So they may ask you this question whether this is true or false. So it's a very important sentence. Mean deviation takes its minimum value when the deviations are taken from the median. Okay, don't worry about how it has been done, because there is a explanation to it, but we don't have that much in syllabus because we are not supposed to prove it. Okay, so all I need to know is I need to remember that mean deviation takes a minimum value when the deviations are taken from the median. Also, like in case of range, here also mean deviation is unchanged due to change of origin, but changes in the same ratio due to change in scale. Okay, so again here also mean deviation of y will be equal to b into mean deviation of x. So this was mean deviation about the mean. Similarly, we will have mean deviation about the median also. So again it is same. So x minus median upon n, and we will have coefficient of mean deviation about the median will be mean deviation about the median upon the median. Okay, जैसा हमने मीन के लिए किया था वैसे ही हमें मीडियन के लिए करना है. मीन के लिए क्या किया था, हमें जो डेटा दिया है उसका हमने पहले मीन निकाला, और उसके बाद हर नंबर में से मीन को सब्ट्रैक्ट किया और उसका एब्सोल्यूट वैल्यू, मतलब उसका सिर्फ पॉजिटिव वैल्यू लिया, उन सबको ऐड किया और हमने डिवाइड किया एन क्या होता है, टोटल नंबर ऑफ वैल्यूज. अगर वही मेरे पास फ्रीक्वेंसी डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन है तो फ्रीक्वेंसी डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन के लिए ये वाला फॉर्मूला है, मीन डिविएशन इज इक्वल टू 1 अपॉन n समेशन मॉड ऑफ, इसका नाम मैं लिख दूं. ओके, इसको क्या बोलते हैं, इसको बोलते हैं समेशन, और ये जो ऐसे खड़ी डंडियां दिख रही है उनको बोलते हैं एब्सोल्यूट वैल्यू. एब्सोल्यूट वैल्यू माने क्या, या कहीं पे आपको मॉड्यूलस शब्द भी दिखा रहेगा, और इसका मतलब होता है कि सिर्फ पॉजिटिव वैल्यूज लीजिए. ठीक है, सिर्फ पॉजिटिव वैल्यूज लीजिए. ठीक है, सो इसका मीनिंग ये रहता है. ठीक है, उसके बाद सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट यहाँ पे आपको ये सेंटेंस याद रखना है, मीन डिविएशन टेक्स इट्स मिनिमम वैल्यू. मतलब मीन डिविएशन सबसे कम कहाँ पे होता है, जब हम जो डिफरेंस है वो मीडियन से लेते हैं तो वो मीन डिविएशन की वैल्यू सबसे कम रहती है. और दूसरी बात याद रखिए कि ओरिजिन अगर हम चेंज करते हैं तो मीन डिविएशन में फर्क नहीं पड़ता ओरिजिन चेंज करने से, पर अगर हम उसको स्केल चेंज करते हैं, मतलब अगर उसको सपोज हमने सब चीजों को मल्टीप्लाई कर दिया 2 से 5 से या हाफ से, तो उस समय हमारा मीन डिविएशन भी चेंज होने वाला है. सो दैट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ दिस. ओके, सो और सिमिलरली मीडियन के लिए भी मेरे पास वही फॉर्मूला है, मीन डिविएशन अबाउट मीन के लिए जैसा है वैसा ही फॉर्मूला मीडियन के लिए भी है. तो अभी हम ले रहे हैं 15.2.4 क्वेश्चन नंबर पेज 15.34 पे, चैप्टर नंबर 15 पे. 34 नंबर की पेज पे जो क्वेश्चन नंबर 4 है वो वाला हम देख रहे हैं. व्हाट इज द मीन डिविएशन अबाउट मीन फॉर द फॉलोइंग नंबर्स. विष्णुदेव देखिए, अगर मेरे पास -2/3 का मॉड है, इसका मतलब मुझे उसको सिर्फ 2/3 लिखना है. अगर मेरे पास 2/3 है सिर्फ, तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं, उसको तो मैं 2/3 लिखूंगी. अगर -2/3 है तो उसको मैं 2/3 लिखूंगी. अच्छा, इसलिए उसमें कुछ अलग से कैलकुलेट नहीं करना है हमें, बस उसको मैथ्स में रिप्रेजेंट कैसे करते हैं, उसको दो डंडियों के बीच में लिख के रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं. ठीक है. सो और कुछ, व्हाट इज ओरिजिन एंड व्हाट इज स्केल. अरे बाप रे. अगर मेरा इस तरह का, see, if I have this is my x axis and this is my y axis. Okay, so I have this as 0 0. Now if I want that because I see that all my numbers are in hundreds, so what I do, I shift my origin. Okay, so I shift my origin, so to say 100. Okay, so in this case this is known as change of origin. But if I have numbers say 1 2 3 4 5, and now if I multiply each number by 5, okay, so this will become 5, this becomes 10, this becomes 15, this becomes 20. इसको बोलते हैं चेंज ऑफ स्केल, इसको बोलते हैं चेंज ऑफ ओरिजिन, इसको बोलते हैं चेंज ऑफ स्केल. ओके, आई होप यू अंडरस्टूड. Ma'am, why range it cannot change or affect it? Okay, see, that is what Aparna I'm saying. There are lots of books you can always read on it, right? Similar formula. Unnamalta, similar formula for median. Okay, whatever the formula is for mean, similar is the formula for mean deviation about the median. Mean deviation about the mean जैसे जहां पे हमने a लिखा है उसकी जगह हम मीडियन लेने वाले हैं. ओके, so what now, let us see the sum. Okay, understood? Yes, very good, Priyanka. Now let us see what is the mean deviation about the mean for the following numbers. So whenever you have questions on mean deviation, what you have to do, if it is mean deviation about the mean, find the mean. If it is mean deviation about the median, find the median. Okay, so now let us see. Now what is this? First step I'm going to do is I'm going to find the mean. So what is I have to do here? I have to take this as, this is my x. So what will I find? I will find summation x. What is summation x here? Can anybody tell me what is the summation x? Can we add them up? 5 plus 8 plus 10 plus 12 plus 9 plus 10, 54. Okay, 50. Now what is the formula for mean? I hope all of you remember, mean will be equal to summation x upon n. Summation x कितना आया? 54. What is n? N is total number of numbers. How many numbers are there? 6. So what is my mean? This is mean. So I will write it as x bar or I can write it as e. Okay. बुक में कभी कोई आप दूसरी बुक भी रेफर कर रहे हैं तो ये दो में से कोई सिंबल यूज होता है, एक्स बार या ए के लिए. So this is my a. Now what I am going to do, I am going to here find out mod of x minus a. Okay, माने क्या, this will be equal to mod of 5 minus a. कितना आया मेरा 9, 5 minus 9. Then I have mod of 8 minus 9. This is 10 minus 9. Again, I have 10 minus 9. Then I have 12 minus 9. And I have 9 minus 9. Now, how much will this be? 5 minus 9 is minus 4. But because it is mod, so what happens? This is equal to 4. Okay. So 4. This will be 1. This will be 1. This will be 1. This will be 3. And this will be 0. ठीक है, अभी हम इनको ऐड करते हैं. So what do I have to find? This will be summation mod of x minus a. How much is this? 4 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 3. तो आ गया 10. Okay. So I will have mean deviation about the mean, which I have the formula 1 upon n summation x minus a to be equal to 1 upon 6 into summation x minus a कितना आया? 10 into 10. So can I find out 10 divided by 6? Answer is 1.67. Okay. So this is my answer. So I will have this to be mean deviation about the mean. Okay. Has everybody understood? Let me take it down. Yes, Kanishka, very good. Yes, Akanksha, Sanjay, Sanjay, Manisha, Teja, Shivkumar. Shivkumar, I have not reached standard deviation. I will teach you when we reach standard deviation. Okay, we are right now talking about mean deviation. Concentrate on mean deviation. What does mean deviation mean? Is that first I find the mean. You know what is mean? Mean is the average of the given numbers. So I find the mean, then I find the deviations from the mean. मतलब numbers कितने mean से दूर हैं, वो हम deviation ढूंढ रहे हैं. वो deviation हमें दिख रहा है 1.67 आया है इस sum के लिए. Okay. So now let us go to question number. This is question number 5 in set B on page 15.57. ठीक है, हम वो वाला sum करेंगे. So what is the mean deviation about mean for the following numbers? Okay, so can we all try it together now? Okay, so I find the summation of this. Okay, how much is this? This is 52. Okay. So what is this? This 52 is what? This is summation x. This is equal to summation x. तो ये मेरा फर्स्ट स्टेप हुआ. दूसरा स्टेप मेरा क्या है? मीन निकालना है. मीन इज इक्वल टू समेशन x अपॉन n. समेशन x आया मेरा 52. n कितना है? 1 2 3 4 5 6. ओके, नहीं, 1 मिनट रुकिए. 5 plus 8 plus 6 plus 3 plus 4. ओके ओके, 1-2 मिनट रुकिए. This is already okay. यहाँ मैंने पहले से ही निकाल के रखा है. So these are the numbers. These are the 5 numbers: 5, 8, 6, 3, and 4. Okay, these are the numbers. Now what do I have to do? I have to find out summation x. Okay, I have to find out summation x. यहां मैंने लिखा समेशन एक्स कितना आया 26। अब मुझे निकालना है मीन। मीन इज इक्वल टू summation x upon n. Summation x is how much? 26 upon n is 5. So how much is 26 divided by 5? That is 5. Okay. Yes, everybody, these are the 5 numbers. Vishnu, these are very small sums. You will get this kind of sum. You will be able to understand. Okay. No problem. Harsh, what is it that you have not understood? Okay. So now we have 5.2. Now let us do what? I have to now find out. Yes. Very good. We have to now find out x minus a. Okay. So we have to now find out x minus a. So now we will be finding out x minus a. So what is x minus a over here? Yes. And I have to find out mod of x minus a. So I will find out mod of x minus a. So this will be mod of 5 minus 5.2. How much will be 5 minus 5.2? This will be equal to 0.2. Then here it is 8 minus 5.2. How much will this be? 2.8. Then I have 6 minus 5.2. This will be equal to 0.8. I have 3 minus 5.2, which will be equal to 2.2. And I have 4 minus 5.2, which will be equal to 1.2. Now what do I have to do? I do summation mod of x minus a. How much is this? Let us check. 0.2 plus 2.8 plus 0.8 plus 2.2. This is equal to 7. Okay. Now what will be mean deviation about the mean, which is equal to 1 upon n summation mod of x minus a. So how much is this? 1 upon 5, because 5 numbers are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And how much is summation x minus a, which is equal to 7.2. So this divided by 5, answer is 1.44. Okay. So this is what is meant by mean deviation about the mean. Yeah, very good. Very good. Sabina, Srushti, Aparna, Kanishka. Smith, there are 5 numbers only, isn't it? 5, 8, 6, 3, 4. There are 5 numbers. So I have taken n as 5. Right? Smith, I hope you've understood. So this is the way you must do for this kind of data. Now let us find mean deviation about the median. Okay, we have done these two sums about mean deviation about the mean. अब हमें क्या करना है? मीन डिविएशन अबाउट द मीडियन करना है. याद रखिएगा कि आपको एकदम एग्जाम में बिल्कुल अच्छे से देखना पड़ेगा कि मीन डिविएशन अबाउट द मीन लिखा है या मीन डिविएशन अबाउट द मीडियन लिखा है. ठीक है. अभी हम ले रहे हैं ये है क्वेश्चन नंबर 15.2.5 पेज 15.34 पे, बिकॉज अभी वाला जो सम है हम ले रहे हैं मीडियन के लिए। ये मेरा x है, ओके, ये मेरा x है, अभी मुझे क्या करना है, x माइनस ए निकालना है, ठीक है, ये मेरा x है और अब मैं x माइनस ए निकालूंगी। लेकिन उसके लिए पहले मुझे मीडियन निकालना है। मीडियन के लिए क्या करना पड़ता है मुझे, आई हैव टू अरेंज द नंबर्स इन असेंडिंग ऑर्डर। सो आपको बिल्कुल ध्यान देना है। बहुत बार क्या हो जाता है, हमने मीन के इतने सारे सम किए रहते हैं कि हमें याद नहीं रहता। मीडियन के लिए क्या करना है, फॉर मीडियन अरेंज इन ऑर्डर, ascending order, ठीक है। So what I have done, I have the numbers were given 82, 56, 75, 70, 52, 80 and 68. I have arranged them in ascending order. Now what does median give? It gives me the positional average. याद है ना, लास्ट टाइम बताया है आपको। पोजिशनल एवरेज माने क्या, मिडिल मोस्ट नंबर, ठीक है, मिडिल मोस्ट नंबर लेना है मुझे। अब मेरे पास नंबर कितने हैं, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, तो मेरे पास 7 नंबर्स है, तो इसमें से मैं मिडिल नंबर कौन सा है, 1 2 3 4, so this is my median, okay, so what is my median, my median is 70, okay, now what I have to find out, I have to find out x minus my median, ठीक है। मुझे मीडियन कैसे मिला, पहले मैंने सारा डेटा जो है असेंडिंग ऑर्डर में लगाया, उसके बाद जो मिडिल वाला नंबर है, जो बीच वाला नंबर है, उसको मीडियन बोला, ठीक है। सो नाउ व्हाट विल दिस बी, दिस विल बी 52 minus 70, how much will be 52 minus 70, 18, then I have 56 minus 70, how much will that be, this will be 14, then 68 minus 70, this will be 2, and this will be 70 minus 70, so answer is 0. Then I have 75 minus 70, answer is 5. Then I have 80 minus 70, answer is 10. Then I have 82 minus 70, answer is 12. Okay. Now I find out summation x minus median. इन सबको ऐड करना है, ओके, कोई बताएगा मुझे आंसर कितना है। Yeah. Please tell me the answer for this. What is the summation of these numbers? Fifteen plus 14 is 2 plus. Is it 51 or 61? Pranjali, Sanjay, tell me. Let me see. 18 plus 14, right? Plus 2 plus 5 plus 10 plus 12. Answer is 61. Right? Yes? Yeah. So many have got 61. So now can anybody tell me mean deviation about the median? What is the formula? 1 upon n summation of x minus the median. So 1 upon, how many numbers are there? 7. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 into 61. So what will be the answer? You already have found 61. Simply divide it by 7. You will get 8.7y. Okay. So this is an example of how to find the mean deviation about the median. Now somebody asked me, what about mean deviation about the mode? Same thing. First find the mode and again do the same thing. कुछ अलग नहीं करना है आपको. मीडियन जैसे निकाला उस तरह से मोड कैसे निकालते हैं? मोड वो होता है जो नंबर सबसे ज्यादा रिपीट होता है, जिसकी सबसे ज्यादा फ्रीक्वेंसी होती है, वो मोड होता है. ठीक है? Is that clear? Yeah. Very nice. Very nice, Sachi. Very nice. Okay. Understood? Yeah. Now let us go to the next sum, that is question number 8. Okay, if the relation between x and y is 5x minus 3x, 5y minus 3x minus 10 is equal to 10, and the mean deviation about the mean is 12, then the mean deviation of y about the mean is how much? Okay. If the relation between x and y is 5y minus 3x is equal to 10, and the mean deviation about the mean is 12, find the mean deviation about y about the mean. Okay. Now what happens is, I know that mean deviation is not affected by change of origin, but it is affected by change of scale. So what do I do here? I will, first step will be to write the equation in So first write it in the form y is equal to a plus bx. Now what is my equation? 5y minus 3x is equal to 10. So this will be 5y will be equal to 10 minus 3x हो जाएगा plus 3x, because when this minus 3x comes to this side it becomes plus. So y will be equal to 10 upon 5 plus 3 upon 5 x. Okay. So this is of the form y is equal to a plus bx. So how much is my b? b is equal to 3 upon 5. देखिए यहाँ पॉजिटिव आ गया तो हमें उससे फर्क नहीं, अब हमको तकलीफ नहीं होगी. ठीक है. सो मीन डिविएशन ऑफ y will be equal to mod b into mean deviation of x. ठीक है. मीन डिविएशन ऑफ y will be mod of b. ये b है. ठीक है. तो b कितना है मेरा? 3/5 प्लस 3/5 है, इसलिए मैं 3/5 ही लूंगी into mod mean deviation of x is how much? Given to me as 12. So this is equal to 36 upon 5, which is equal to 7.2. So what is mean deviation of y? It is equal to 7.2. Is that clear, everybody? This is how you are supposed to do the sum. Yes, very good, Rudrani. Asha Babu. Yes, earlier sum also you got. Rudrani, very good. You did it very well. Okay. So this is the sum for. Now let us see. We have done. Now what is mean deviation? Now let us move to what is quartile deviation. Okay. Remember how we used to calculate quartiles? You have Q1, Q2, Q3 are the quartiles. So what does quartile do? It will take the data and divide it into 4 parts. Here what did median do? Median took the data, divided it into 2 parts. Now we have quartile. So what we do? We take the data and divide it into 4 parts. So we have Q1, Q2 and Q3. Okay. So here we are going to talk about quartile. मतलब अगर मेरे पास एक लाइन है ना इस तरह, तो अगर मुझे उसको 4 भाग करने हैं उसके इक्वल, तो 1 2 3, तो यहाँ पे मेरा Q1 आता है, यहाँ मेरा Q2 आता है और यहाँ मेरा Q3 आता है. अगर मेरा उसको बोलते हैं अगर नॉर्मल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन है, अगर मेरा स्क्यूनेस कम है, तो उसको मीडियन जो होता है वो Q2 के बराबर होता है. सो दिस समटाइम्स इज इक्वल टू मीडियन. ओके, सो फॉर अस Q2 is always equal to median for a given sum. So, अपना सिलेबस में Q2 median होता है, तो Q1 और Q3. Remember for Q1 what did I do? For ungrouped data how did I calculate Q1? I found out n plus 1 upon 4 and I found out the number, so pth term, right? And Q3 what did I do? I found out 3 n plus 1 by 4 pth term. Okay, सो ऐसा हमने Q1 और Q3 निकाला था. ये मेरा अनग्रुप डेटा के लिए था. और जो मेरा प्रॉपर ग्रुप डेटा फ्रीक्वेंसी डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन के लिए मेरा क्या था? L प्लस NP माइनस NL. मिनट. ओके, ये मेरा अनग्रुप डेटा के लिए था. और ग्रुप डेटा के लिए क्या था? Q1 कैसे था? दिस वाज L प्लस N by 4 upon minus NL, that is the less than cumulative frequency of the pre-quartile class, upon NU, that is the less than cumulative frequency of the post-quartile class, minus NL. This whole thing has to be multiplied by C. Okay, into C. और Q3 के लिए क्या था? Q3 के लिए होता था L, that is the lower class boundary, plus 3n upon 4 minus NL upon NU minus NL. Okay, all this multiplied by C, where C is the class width. Okay, so I've revised your quartiles also. So once you have found these quartiles, maybe for the ungrouped data, maybe for the given distribution, what you must remember is, from this I have to find the quartile deviation. I have to find Q1, I have to find Q3, and then I find the quartile deviation. So quartile deviation is a measure of dispersion. In this method, we are finding the difference between the upper quartile and the lower quartile. Q3 जो होता है उसको हम बोलते हैं, ये होता है मेरा अपर क्वार्टाइल, और Q1 जो होता है ये होता है मेरा लोअर क्वार्टाइल. ठीक है, so this is my upper quartile and this is my lower quartile. Okay, so what is interquartile range? Semi interquartile range or QD is written as Q3 minus Q1 upon 2. And what is the coefficient of quartile deviation? जैसे हमने रेंज के समय किया था उसी टाइप का है. So coefficient of quartile deviation is Q3 minus Q1 upon Q3 plus Q1 into 100. Okay, so same way, this is Q3 minus Q1 upon Q3 plus Q1, okay, into 100. Is that clear? So this so now let us talk about the properties. So what are the properties of quartile deviation? The properties of quartile deviation is that it provides the best measure for open-ended classification. So open-ended classification कौन सी होती है? जैसे अगर मेरे पास हो कि नंबर जो है अप टू 50, फिर उसके बाद अगर मैं ले रही हूँ तो उसको, जैसे उसमें एग्जाम्पल होगा, अच्छा हम नेक्स्ट सम करेंगे उसमें आपको दिख जाएगा. सो ओपन एंडेड क्लासिफिकेशन वी विल हैव वेयर द एंड्स आर नॉट अवेलेबल. ओके, तो मिनिमम वैल्यू अगर नहीं है या मैक्सिमम वैल्यू नहीं है या मिनिमम भी मालूम नहीं मैक्सिमम भी मालूम नहीं, ओपन एंडेड क्लासिफिकेशन के लिए वो करते हैं, तो उसमें क्वार्टाइल डिविएशन सबसे अच्छा मेजर माना जाता है. ओके, then second is quartile deviation is less affected by sampling fluctuations. Okay, इसकी these are the theory questions that can be asked. Quartile deviation is unaffected by change of origin and quartile deviation is affected by in the same ratio due to change of scale. तो जैसा मेरा रेंज के लिए है मीन डिविएशन के लिए, वैसी प्रॉपर्टी क्वार्टाइल डिविएशन के लिए है कि इट इज अनअफेक्टेड बाय चेंज ऑफ ओरिजिन बट इट इज अफेक्टेड बाय चेंज ऑफ स्केल. So QI will be equal to B times Q of x. Okay, so this is the small theory portion. Important question ये है, it is best measure for open ended classification. Okay, that is a theory question that can be asked. So let us take the first sum. So quartile deviation first sum we are taking on page 15.48, question number 18. Okay. So the marks of the students is given. Okay, so what do I have to do? I have to find the quartile deviation. The most important thing here is that I have to arrange them in the order. Okay, so let us arrange the numbers in the order. So what is the least number? I think it is 35, then 42, then 48, then what is the number? 50, then 55, 56, 60, 65, then I have 75 and 82. Let us check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I have written all the 10 numbers in place. Now what do I do for finding Q1? What do? I must have n plus 1 upon 4, pth term. So how much is this? 11 upon 4. Let me write it over here. थोड़ा नीचे लिखती हूँ तो आपको दिख जाएगा अच्छे से. So for finding Q1, what do? I have to find n plus 1 upon 4 pth term. Okay, pth term. So what is it? How many numbers are there? N is 10. So this will be 11 upon 4. 10 plus 1 upon 4, which is giving you 2.75th term. Okay. So what this means is I have to take the second term plus 0.75 into third term minus second term. Okay. ये हम थर्ड माइनस सेकंड क्यों ले रहे हैं? क्योंकि हमें मालूम है कि मेरा जो Q1 है वो यहाँ इन दोनों के बीच में मेरा Q1 होगा, सेकंड और थर्ड के बीच में. तो अभी मेरा सेकंड टर्म कितना आया है? सो सेकंड टर्म इज हाउ मच? दैट इज 42 प्लस 0.75 into third term is how much? 48 minus 42. So how much is this? 6 into 0.75 plus 42, that is 46.5. Okay, so my Q1 is 46.5. So similarly, can you find Q3? Okay, so this is my Q1. So for Q3 also, what do? I have to find n plus 1 upon 4 into 3. 3n plus 1. n है. Pth term. So how much is this? This for Q3, it will be how much? This is 10 plus 1, 11 upon 4 into 3. So how much is it? 3 into 11, 33 divided by 4 is 8.25. 8.25th term. So what is my 8th number? Okay, so I have to see. So यहाँ पे आके मेरा Q3 आने वाला है ना? तो यहाँ मेरा Q3 आने वाला है, तो उसके लिए so here it is 65 plus 0.25 into 9th term minus 8th term. Okay, so this is equal to 65 plus 0.25. 9th term क्या है मेरे पास? 75. 75 minus 65. So this becomes 10. So 65 plus 2.5. So that is 67.5. So how much did I get Q1? Q1 was 46.5 and Q3 is 67.5. Okay, 46.5 and 67.5. तो आप मुझे बता सकते हैं QD कितना होगा? Yes, answer. Q1 is 46.5. Very good. Yes, Rudrani, you have the answer. 10.5. 10.5 किससे आया? This is 0.75 into 6. 4.5 plus 42 is 46.5. Then I have 0.25 into 10 plus 65, 67.5. Okay. So now I have to find QD. Yes. So can anybody tell me the answer? Yes. I have got QD. Okay. QD will be equal to Q3 minus Q1 upon 2, which is equal to 67.5 minus 46.5 upon 2, which is equal to 10.5. Right? Very good, Rudrani. And can you also find me coefficient? Sachi, it will be divided by 2. Coefficient of quartile deviation will be equal to Q3 minus Q1 upon Q3 plus Q1 into 100. So this is how much? 21 divided by 67.5 plus 46.5, that is 114 into 100. So 21 divided by 114 into 100, so that is 18.42. Okay. So I hope everybody has understood this. Yeah, very nice, Rudrani, Shubhi, Khushi, Vishnudev, Akanksha, Shruti. Yeah. वंश अभी दिखाया ना मैंने कहाँ से आया 46 और 67 पूरा कैलकुलेशन किया. Yes, Muthalif, very good. Yeah, very nice, very nice. Yeah. Shanya also got the correct answer. Okay, very nice. So let us now move to the next sum. That is 15.2.19 on page 15.48. Okay, so if quartile division of x is given and quartile division and equation is given, find quartile deviation of y. So you remember that quartile deviation is unaffected by change of origin, but it is affected by change of scale. So quartile deviation of y is equal to mod b into quartile deviation of x. So important thing here is I have to write the equation in the form. This is possible only when y is equal to a plus bx. Okay, so here I have, so the given equation is 3x plus 6y is equal to 20. So 6y will be equal to 20 minus 3x. So y will be equal to 20 upon 3 minus 3 upon 6 into x. So what is this implies? B is how much? B is equal to minus 3 by 6, which is equal to half. Okay, minus half. So quartile deviation of y is equal to mod of minus half into quartile deviation of x. Quartile deviation of x is given to you as 6. So this is equal to 1 half into 6. Answer is 3. Okay, तो आप देख रहे हैं हर्ष कि आप बहुत अच्छे से बहुत जल्दी से इसके आंसर्स निकाल सकते हैं. 1 मार्क्स के लिए इस टाइप के क्वेश्चंस आपको जरूर आएंगे, क्योंकि यहाँ पे आपका कॉन्सेप्ट टेस्ट हो रहा है कि आपको मालूम होना चाहिए कि क्वार्टाइल डिवीजन इज अनअफेक्टेड बाय चेंज ऑफ ओरिजिन, बट इट इज अफेक्टेड बाय चेंज ऑफ स्केल. ओके, तो इस तरह से आपको करना है. आपको क्या देखना है? आपको फॉर्मूला मालूम होना चाहिए और आपको ये याद रखना चाहिए कि y इज इक्वल टू a प्लस बी एक्स फॉर्मेट में आपको आंसर लिखना है. ओके, अब आपको देखना है फाइंड द क्वार्टाइल डिविएशन ऑफ दिस. अभी हमने अभी तक सब अनग्रुप डेटा लिया है और अब जो है हमें फ्रीक्वेंसी डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन दी होगी तो क्वार्टाइल डिविएशन निकालना है. तो अब अगर आपको याद है कि जो मैं बोल रही थी ओपन एंडेड जो क्लास वो होता है डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन, जैसे ये अप टू 20 है. अप टू 20 मतलब हमें लोअर लिमिट नहीं मालूम. ओके, सो दिस इज नोन एज एन ओपन एंडेड. व्हेन आई डोंट नो the lower limit, so that time it is saying, we are saying that this is an open ended interval. So here uh, for this is for such type of distribution we find the quartile deviation. Okay, so if you remember how we are to find the quartiles. So for quartiles for a given frequency distribution, what is it that I have to do? I have to first check whether or not the given distribution is continuous. Okay. Okay. So what we do here is we will first find the quartiles. Okay. So first check what we have to do. We have to check for continuous. Check whether the class intervals are continuous. So this is up to 20, but here also again I have 20, then 40 and I have 40. So these class intervals are continuous. So 40 to 40, then again there's from 60, again the next class starts at 60 and then 80 to 80. So what we will do here is that up to 20, then I have 20 to 40, then I have 40 to 60, 60 to 80 and 80 to 100. Okay. So what is the next step? I will write the lower class boundaries. Lower class boundary here is 20, then 40, then 60, 80 and 100. Okay. Now what is I have to find less than cumulative frequency. So for that I must write the frequencies. So frequencies are 5, 11, 14, 7 and 3. Okay. Now I will find out less than cumulative frequency. Less than cumulative frequency. So I will first have, so lower than 20 it will be 0, then 5, then 16, then 30, then 37 and then 40. Okay. Now I have to find for Q1. What do I do? For Q1 I will find for given frequency distribution. To find Q1 I will first find how much? So Q1 निकालने के लिए क्या करते हैं हम? n/4 देखते हैं और Q3 के लिए क्या करते हैं? 3n/4 देखते हैं. अभी Q1 के लिए n/4, n कितना है मेरे पास? तो Q1 के लिए मुझे क्या है? n/4 कितना है? n/4 आता है मेरा 10 और Q3 के लिए 3n/4 कितना आता है? 30. Okay. So what this means is for Q1 I have n/4 as 10. 10 कहाँ पे lie करेगा? यहाँ पे आ रहा है मेरा n/4 और ये जो है वो डायरेक्ट मेरे पास नंबर ही आ गया. Okay, 3n/4. So I have already got Q3. This is my Q3. Okay, that I have already got. Why? Because it is directly 30, so I don't have to do any big calculation. But here I will have to do a calculation. Okay. So what happens for Q1? Q1 will be equal to L plus n/4 minus NL upon NU minus NL into class width of the interval where we have the Q1. Okay, so what is the class width? This is 40 minus 20, that is 20. So this is how much? This is 20 plus, okay. I want all of you to try this Q1 and give me the final answer. Okay, I want you to do this Q1. So once you are able to do this Q1, we will not have any issue. Okay. Yes, please find the answer and let me know. So, how are we finding? Yes. Yes, very good. Yes, please. Yes, give me the answer quickly. वेरी नाइस रुचिता, रंगना। सो जिनको अभी नहीं समझा है उनके लिए मैं वापस से दिखा देती हूँ. आई जस्ट वांट यू टू गेट कॉन्फिडेंट एंड सो आई मेड यू डू दिस. सो दिस लोअर क्लास बाउंड्री इज 20. n/4 हमने यहाँ पे निकाला है, वो है 10. so that is 10 minus lower class bound this less than cumulative frequency of the pre-quartile class. This is my NL and this is my NU. Okay, so minus 5 upon 16 minus 5 and the class interval is 20. So if I solve this, I will get how much? That is, what is the answer? Yeah, 29.09. Okay, 29.09. So Q3 I already know is directly equal to 60. Okay, so this is 60. ये 60 कहाँ से आया? यहाँ से आया क्योंकि मेरा 3n/4. Just let me change the color. Because my 3n/4 was 30 here. यहाँ पे मैंने दिखाया आपको 30 आया. वो 3n/4 30 है, वो डायरेक्टली आया कि किसी नंबर्स के बीच में नहीं है और इसलिए उसका जो Q3 है वो डायरेक्टली 60 आया. ओके, सो नाउ आई हैव टू फाइंड QD. व्हाट विल बी QD? QD will be equal to Q3 minus Q1 upon 2, which will be 60 minus 29.09 upon 2. How much is that? 60 minus 29.09 divided by 2, which is 15.46. Okay, so this is how I find the quartile deviation. Okay, understood? Yes, Rajeshri, Sanjay, Priyanka, very nice, very nice. So this एक बार वापस देख लीजिए आप. जब आपको फ्रीक्वेंसी डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन दिया रहेगा तो आपको क्या करना है? आपको पहले चेक करना है कि क्लास इंटरवल्स कंटिन्यूअस है कि नहीं. अगर क्लास इंटरवल्स कंटिन्यूअस नहीं है तो उनको कंटिन्यूअस कर लेना है. यहाँ पे हमें दिया हुआ क्वेश्चन में क्लास इंटरवल कंटिन्यूअस था, तो इसीलिए हमें कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं है. हमारे जो क्लास लिमिट और क्लास बाउंड्री सेम है. सो वी टेक द क्लास बाउंड्रीज. उसके बाद हमें क्या करना है? हमें लेस देन क्यूमुलेटिव फ्रीक्वेंसी निकालनी है. उसके बाद वाला स्टेप क्या है? मुझे Q1 और Q3 के लिए, Q1 के लिए n/4 निकालना है और Q3 के लिए 3n/4 है. क्योंकि ये फ्रीक्वेंसी डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन है इसीलिए हमें ऐसा n/4 और 3n/4 निकालना है. वो n/4 हमें देखना है कि कहाँ पे लाई करता है और उसके बाद उसके ऊपर वाला जो नंबर है, उसके ऊपर वाली जो लेस देन क्यूमुलेटिव फ्रीक्वेंसी है उसे NL बोलते हैं और जो उसके नीचे वाली रहती है उसको NU बोलते हैं. इस तरह से हमें Q1 कैलकुलेट करना है, Q3 कैलकुलेट करना है और क्वार्टाइल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन, क्वार्टाइल डिविएशन जो है वो Q3 minus Q1 upon 2 करना है. Okay, so if I have a frequency distribution, the first step I need to do is step 1, make sure that the distribution is continuous. Second step is find out Q1 and Q3. To find out Q1 and Q3, first find out N1, N/4 and 3n/4. Once I have found out n/4 and 3n/4, I have to go to the less than cumulative frequency. I have to find where my n/4 is going to lie. Once I find out where the n/4 is lying, the less than cumulative before it is called as NL and the one coming after it is called as NU. I put it in the formula, find out Q1. Similarly, for Q3, what do I find out? I find out 3n/4. From there, I find out what is NU, NL and the 3n/4. From there, I find out Q3. Okay? इस तरह से हमें ये सम्स करने हैं. Now let us go to standard deviation. ये आपको बहुत ध्यान से देखना है, सुनना है, क्योंकि ये जो है स्टैंडर्ड डिविएशन आपको आगे सारे जो चैप्टर्स हैं उनमें इनका बहुत यूज होगा। रिग्रेशन, रिग्रेशन में लगेगा आपको, डिस्ट्रीब्यूशंस में लगेगा, और बहुत बार आगे भी अगर आप जॉब करते हैं तो आपको स्टैंडर्ड डिविएशन का कंसेप्ट आना चाहिए। It is said to be the best measure of dispersion. Why? Because here what we are doing is we are finding the differences of the data from a given measure of central distribution. That is, for us we are only talking in terms of mean. So I find x minus x bar, that instead of taking modulus, that is only taking only the absolute value, what I do, I square it and then I find the square root. Okay, so what is the formula for discrete data? Discrete data मतलब numbers जो simple आते हैं 2, 5, 7, मतलब जैसे आपको सिर्फ numbers दिए रहेंगे तो उस समय उसका formula s is given by square root of summation of x minus x bar whole square upon n, which can also be found out in this way, that is s is equal to square root of summation x square upon n minus x bar square. Okay, ये x के ऊपर जो डंडी होती है उसको बार बोलते हैं, तो इट इज कॉल्ड एज x बार। ठीक है, तो दीज आर द टू फॉर्मूला फॉर डिस्क्रीट। आप कोई एक फॉर्मूला याद रखिए, आप उससे करिए, उससे क्या होगा, आपको आसानी हो जाएगी। एक मिनट, आपके क्वेश्चंस। प्रियंका, वेयर? No, it is correct. Okay, so what happens for discrete data? I have these two formulas. S is equal to under root of square root of summation x minus x bar whole square upon n, which can also be written as summation x square upon n minus x bar square. For group data, that is whose frequency distribution is given, I have to multiply by frequency. So each number, each difference I will multiply by frequency and then I will add them up and then divided by n. n is capital N क्यों लिखा है यहाँ पे? कैपिटल N मतलब समेशन ऑफ फ्रीक्वेंसीज है, कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है, जितने आपके फ्रीक्वेंसीज है उन सबको आप ऐड कीजिए और उसको डिवाइड, उसको कैपिटल N बोलेंगे। ठीक है, so for this also we have this two formula. So these are the two formulas that you must know of. Next is variance. What is variance? Variance is standard deviation whole square. Okay, what is variance? Variance is standard deviation whole square. So always remember that you can represent standard deviation. Standard deviation can be written as SD. इस तरह लिख सकते हैं, उसको इस तरह भी लिखते हैं या उसको ऐसे भी लिखते हैं, कोई सा भी सिंबल यूज होता है। Standard deviation is written as SD or it is represented by this or represented by S. Okay, so it is one and the same thing. Variance S square is equal, variance which is equal to S square. So variance is equal to standard deviation whole square. Okay, for unclassified data and for classified data it is summation f x minus x bar whole square upon it. ये कौन सा फॉर्मूला यूज करना है आपकी चॉइस है, जो आपको सही लगे वो वाला फॉर्मूला आप यूज कर सकते हैं। ठीक है, so for discrete data, for group data, these are the formula. Then very important, you will get a sum on coefficient of variation. So ये जो coefficient of variation है वो क्या होता है? Standard deviation upon arithmetic mean. So here what is shown here is, इसका फुल फॉर्म क्या है? इसको बोलते हैं CV, coefficient of variation, which is represented by standard deviation upon arithmetic mean into 100. ओके, मतलब कोएफिशिएंट ऑफ वेरिएशन क्या बताता है आपको कि कितना स्प्रेड है, कितना हाउ मच इज द स्प्रेड ऑफ द डेटा. अगर हमें कंसिस्टेंसी चेक करनी है तो जिसका स्प्रेड कम होगा वो ज्यादा अच्छा होता है. ओके, इफ आई हैव अ क्वेश्चन अबाउट कंसिस्टेंसी, whichever spread is less, so whichever coefficient of variation is less will be more consistent. So the lesser the coefficient of variation, the more is the consistency of the data. Okay, the lesser the coefficient of variation, the more will be the consistency of data. एक बहुत अच्छा फॉर्मूला है. This is a very good formula that you can use. Standard deviation of n natural numbers can be found out by this formula. Standard deviation, that is rho, is equal to square root of 1 upon 12 n square minus 1. Okay. So this is sigma, not rho, sigma is equal to square root of 1 by 12 n square minus 1. So if they ask you find the standard deviation of the n natural numbers, मतलब 10 natural numbers, so आपको n की जगह 10 substitute करना है. So if the question is saying find the standard deviation of 10 natural numbers, instead of n you will write 10 and just find out the answer. So sigma is equal to square root of 1 by 12 n square minus 1. Okay. Now the sum of square deviations taken from the arithmetic mean is minimum. Okay, the sum of the square deviation. Okay, here the more important word is square deviation is of the arithmetic mean is minimum. Then you have this very important empirical formula. What is this empirical formula? It says that 6 times quartile deviation is equal to 5 times mean deviation is equal to 4 times standard deviation. Okay, 4 times standard deviation. इसको याद कैसे रखेंगे? शॉर्टकट है QMS, क्वार्टाइल, मीन और स्टैंडर्ड. और ये क्या है? 654 है ना, अच्छे से याद रह जाएगा. QMS, क्वार्टाइल, मीन एंड स्टैंडर्ड 654 डिक्रीजिंग में आपको लिखना है. So this is an empirical formula where they will give you quartile deviation and mean deviation, ask you to find standard deviation, or similarly they will give you 2 and they will ask you to find 1. Okay. Now properties of standard deviation. Okay, so what we have done here is, what is the standard deviation? It is the best measure of finding dispersion. What is the formula for discrete? It is S is equal to summation of square root of summation x minus x bar whole square upon n. So what is summation x minus x bar whole square? It is the algebraic sum of the square of the deviation. English में उसको क्या बोलेंगे? Algebraic sum of the square of the deviation. Okay. Now for group data, that will be summation f into x minus x bar. Then here variance is square of the standard deviation. Coefficient of variation is standard deviation upon arithmetic mean. For n natural numbers, you have a special formula for standard deviations. Sigma is equal to square root of 1 by 12 n square minus 1. Okay. Then the sum of the square deviations taken from the arithmetic mean is minimum. So here the very important word is square deviation. The another important formula is 6 times QD is equal to 5 times MD is equal to 4 times SG. So 6 times quartile deviation is equal to 5 times mean deviation is equal to 4 times standard deviation. Okay. Now let us come to the properties of standard deviation. Okay. Now, what is the properties of standard deviation? If all the observations are constant k, then the standard deviation is 0. Okay, if all the observations are constant k, then the standard deviation is 0. What does this mean? Suppose my data is 5, 5, 5. So what will be the mean? Mean will be 5. What will be the difference? So if I write these numbers as 5, 5, 5, so 5 minus 5, 5 minus 5 and 5 minus 5. Okay. ये कितना होगा 0, ये कितना होगा 0, ये कितना होगा 0. So answer is 0. So if all the observations are constant, then the standard deviation is also constant. Standard deviation remains unaffected by change of origin. Third is standard deviation is affected by in the same ratio due to change of scale. So if y is equal to a plus bx, then standard deviation of y will be b times standard deviation of x. So absolute value of b into standard deviation of x. Now, a very important formula, if there are two groups with n1 and n2 observations and with mean as x1 bar and x2 bar, and the standard deviations are S1 and S2 respectively, then the combined standard deviation is given by this formula. S is equal to square root of n1 S1 square plus n2 S2 square plus n1 D1 square plus n2 D2 square upon n1 plus n2. Where what is S1? S1 is the standard deviation of the first group. What is S2? It is the standard deviation of the second group. What is D1? It is X1, that is the mean of the first group minus the combined mean. And D2 is X2 bar minus X bar. Now what is X bar? It is the combined arithmetic mean. Okay. So when you have to find the combined standard deviation, okay, when you have to find this combined standard deviation, okay, so what happens here is, see, I have one group of data which has n1 number of data and its arithmetic mean is x1 bar and its standard deviation is s1. Okay, I have another group of data which has n2 number of observations. Its mean is x2 bar and its standard deviation is s2. Okay, you have this. Now what happens here is, when this happens, I have to find the standard deviation of both the groups together. मेरे पास एक ग्रुप है, उसका मेरे पास मीन है, उसका मेरे पास स्टैंडर्ड डिविएशन है, दूसरा ग्रुप है, उसका मीन है, उसका स्टैंडर्ड डिविएशन. लेकिन मैंने क्या किया, ये पूरा डेटा एक साथ कर दिया. अब मुझे पूरे ग्रुप जो डेटा एक साथ किया है उसका मीन चाहिए और उसका स्टैंडर्ड डिविएशन चाहिए. तो उसके लिए क्या करना होता है, so if I have this, I have to first find combined mean. Okay, first thing I have to find is combined mean. What is the formula for combined mean? Remember, last time we have talked, x bar is equal to n1 into x1 bar plus n2 into x2 bar upon n1 plus n2. Okay, so I have to find the combined mean. Second step, what will I do? Second, I will find D1 and I will find D2. Okay, what is the formula for D1? D1 is x1. D1 is equal to x1 bar minus x bar. And what is D2? D2 is x2 bar minus x bar. Okay, I have found D1, I have found D2. Third thing is, then I have to find what? I have to put it in this formula. I have to find S is equal to square root of n1 into standard deviation of the first group square plus n2 into standard deviation of the second group square, that is variance, plus n1 into d1 square, जो अभी हमने d1 निकाला है उसका square, plus n2 into d2 square. The whole thing will be divided by n1 plus n2. Okay, So whenever you have combined mean formula, combined standard deviation, first you find the combined mean, then you find the D1, D2, then you find S. Is that clear? Yes, Smith, it is a big formula. Don't worry. Once you start doing, you will be able to find the answer. Okay. Harsh, when I was telling you, I cannot go back to that sum because it's a big sum. Whenever this doubt that you have of Q1, Q3, I will take it and when I will be taking a revision sum. Okay. So don't worry. I will clear your doubt. Okay. So Smith, yes, the formula looks big, but once you start doing it is very easy because see, you already know how to find combined mean. So you are finding X bar, then you only have to find D1, D2, D1, D2 is simply subtraction, and then you have to only square and add. Okay, so don't worry about the formulas. Yes, you have to practice a lot. For statistics, the best way. So let me give you a big tip here. For statistics, to be able to solve fast, you have to practice. Okay, let me revise. Standard deviation for discrete data, S will be equal to square root of summation of x minus x bar whole square upon n. For group data, it will be square root of summation f into x minus x bar whole square upon n, or you can use the other formula also. Then variance is simply standard deviation whole square. Then coefficient of variation is standard deviation upon arithmetic mean into 100. Then standard deviation of n natural numbers will be sigma will be equal to square root of 1 upon 12 n square minus 1. Then sum of square deviation taken from the arithmetic mean is always minimal. Then 6 times QD is equal to 5 times MD is equal to 4 times ST. Okay. Properties are, if all the observations are constant K, then the standard deviation is 0. Second property is standard deviation remains unaffected by change of origin. Third property is standard deviation is affected in the same ratio due to change of scale. Okay, so if two variables are x and y is equal to a plus bx, then s of y is equal to b into s of x. Fourth property is if there are two groups with n1 and n2 observations with mean x1 bar and x2 bar and standard deviation as s1 and s2, then the combined standard deviation is given by this formula. Okay. So now let us jump to the sums. Okay, we are doing this sum on page 15.39, question number 15.2.9. So these numbers are given. So can you find the mean for me? Five numbers are given. Can anybody tell me the mean of these five numbers? Yes. Akash, variance is simply standard deviation whole square. You only have up to x1 and x2 in case of standard deviation. You will not have more, bigger sums. Why? Because they are only 1 mark, 2 mark sums. So you will not have more than two groups of data that is given to you. Okay, Priyanka? Yes. Mitra, you're saying mean is 6. What about the others? What about the others? Can anybody tell me? So how much is this? The total is 30. Yeah. So let me write it over here. Mean is equal to how much? Simple summation x upon n. इन numbers को add किया तो कितना आया? 30. 30 is summation x. So how much is my mean? मीन इज इक्वल टू 30 अपॉन n. n कितना आया है? n कितना है? 1 2 3 4 5. So my mean, that is x bar, is equal to 6. Okay. So x minus mean. So I have to find out x minus mean. So how much is this? 5 minus 6. 5 minus 6 is minus 1. Now this I have to square. Minus 1 square is equal to 1. How much is this? 8 minus 6. 8 minus 6 is minus 2. Is 2. Sorry. 8 minus 6 is 2. So 2 square is equal to 4. 9 minus 6 is equal to 3. 3 square is equal to 9. Then 2 minus 6 is equal to minus 4. Minus 4 whole square is equal to 16. 6 minus 6 is equal to 0. 0 square is equal to 0. So can I add them up? So this will become 30. Yes. So is this 30? 16, 25, 30. Right. So what is the formula for standard deviation? What is the formula? Square root of summation of x minus x bar whole square upon n. So square root of how much is summation? This 30 is nothing but summation of x minus x bar whole square, है ना? हमने पहले x minus x bar निकाला, x minus mean और x minus mean whole square निकाला, उसको ऐड किया. So this is equal to 30 upon how much is my n? 5. So 30 upon 5 is how much? Square root of 6. So how much is my standard deviation? Square root of 6. You can easily do square root of 6 on the calculator. So 6 square root is 2.45. Okay. So numbers are given. Find the mean. Find x minus mean. Then square it and then add it. So you will get the summation x minus x bar whole square. Then put it in the formula. Standard deviation is equal to square root of summation x minus x bar whole square upon n, and you will get the answer as 2.45. Right? Understood? Yes, very good. Everybody got the mean correct. That's nice. Rushita, how you got mean as 30? That is summation. Okay, that is summation x is 30. Mean is summation x upon n. So 30 will have to be divided by total number of numbers. How many numbers are there? 5. So 30 upon 5 is 6. Okay. Now let us go to the next question. Second question, that is, what is the coefficient of variation? Okay, so coefficient of variation, we know what is the formula for coefficient of variation? Yes, coefficient of variation is equal to standard deviation upon arithmetic mean into 100. Okay, so from this I must know that first I have to find arithmetic mean. Another tip I want to give you today is that always in statistics, try to find out what is the first thing I need to calculate so that I will be able to solve the sum fast. Okay. So here what has happened, I have been given 5 numbers. So for 5 numbers, what I have to do, I have to first find the arithmetic mean. Now, can I find what is summation x here? How much will be summation x? This is 53 plus 52 plus 61 plus 60 plus 64. That is 290. Yes, please check and let me know. So, arithmetic mean will be equal to summation x upon n. How much is summation x? 290. How much are the numbers n? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, 290 upon 5 divided by 5. 58. Yes. Has everybody got arithmetic mean as, this is my mean, as 58? सबको आया 58 आंसर? Yeah, very good. X bar is 58. Sanjay, yes, very good. Priyanka also got the answer. Yeah. So what happens now? I have to find the difference. एक बार मेरे को आ गया तो मुझे क्या करना है इधर 53 minus 58 निकालना है. कितना हुआ वो -5. -5 square is 25. Then I have 52 minus 58. This is -6. -6 square is 36. 61 minus 58 is +3. +3 square is 9. 60 minus 58 is 2. 2 square is 4. Then 64 minus 58 is how much? 6. 6 square is 36. ये 0 नहीं है, गलती से लिखा. So how much is this addition? So how much will this summation of x minus x bar whole square? How much will this total be? Let us find out. This is 36 plus 36, 25 plus 30. 110. चेक करके बताइए सबका 110 आ रहा है क्या? Okay. So I have got this. So what is my standard deviation? Standard deviation is square root of summation of x minus x bar whole square upon n. So how much is this? This is square root of, how much is x minus x bar whole square? 110 upon how much is n? 5. So how much is this? This is square root of 22. And how much is square root of 22? 4.69. Okay, 4.69. ठीक है, ये मेरा स्टैंडर्ड डिविएशन आया. स्टैंडर्ड डिविएशन कितना आया? 4.69. मीन मेरा कितना है? अरिथमेटिक मीन वो है मेरा 58. और मुझे निकालना क्या है? So I have to find what? I have to find CV, isn't it? So CV, which is equal to SD upon AD into 100. Now how much is SD? SD is, just a minute. SD is कितना आया? 4.69. How much is arithmetic mean? 58 into 100, right? So how much is this? 4.69 divided by 58 into 100 is 8.087. Okay. So this is how I must find out. So what is the first step in such questions where you have directly asked to find coefficient of variation? First find the mean, then find difference, then square the difference, then find the standard deviation, then find the coefficient of variation. अगर आपके पास coefficient of variation का कोई सम आता है तो आपको क्या करना है? पहले आपको मीन निकालना है. मीन निकालने के बाद मीन में से वो सब नंबर्स को मीन में से सबट्रैक्ट करना है. उसके बाद उनको स्क्वायर करना है. उसके बाद आपको स्टैंडर्ड डिविएशन निकालना है और उसके बाद आपको कोएफिशिएंट ऑफ वेरिएशन निकालना है. ओके, हैज एवरीबॉडी गॉट दिस आंसर? यस, वेरी गुड. यस मनीषा. वर्षिता? या, वेरी नाइस. Smith also you got the right answer. Astha. Harsh, yes. कौन सा 90 होगा? साची? साची नहीं है, 110 है ना. देखो 25 प्लस 36 प्लस 9 प्लस 4 प्लस 36 110 हुआ. आप चेक कर लो साची. Yeah, very nice. Sabina, you also got the answer correctly. Yes, Pooja, very good. Akash, yes. Asha Babu, Chandan, good. Right. Vishnu also got the correct answer. Priyanka also. Right. Okay, so now let us go to the next sum. See, as I told you, you may get a direct if the standard deviation of the first n natural numbers is 2, find n. Okay. If the standard deviation of the first n natural number is 2, find n. So, as I was telling you, we have to use the formula sigma is equal to square root of 1 by 12 into n square minus 1. Okay. Here what have they given you? They have given you this to be equal to 2. Okay. They have given this to be equal to 2. So 2 is equal to square root of 1 by 12 into n square minus 1. So I square both sides. Okay, I square both sides. So what will happen? Here 2 will become 2 square and what will here happen here? स्क्वायर रूट की साइन निकल जाएगी. अगर स्क्वायर रूट को हम स्क्वायर करते तो उसकी साइन निकल जाती है. What happens? The square root sign will go away. 1 upon 12 n square minus 1. How much is 2 square? 4. 4 is equal to 1 upon 12 n square minus 1. I cross multiply. I take the 12 to here. So what will I get? This will be 4 into 12 is equal to n square minus 1. How much is 4 into 12? 48. 48 is equal to n square minus 1. और n square is equal to 48 plus 1. ये minus 1 है, वो उधर लेके गए तो 48 will become, so 48 plus 1. Okay, minus 1 will become plus 1. So n square will be equal to 49. So n will be equal to square root of 49, which is equal to, what is the square root of 49? Can anybody tell me? Yes. What will be the square root of 49? Yeah, very good. Everybody got the answer. That is 7. So what is the value? N is 7. तो आपने देखा कि ऐसे भी क्वेश्चंस होते हैं जो आप 30 सेकंड्स में कर सकते हैं. सो यू ओनली हैव टू नो द फॉर्मूला. So here the standard deviation of the first and natural numbers sigma is equal to square root of 1 upon 12 n square minus 1. This formula if I know, I can get the answer in a few seconds. Okay, understood everybody? Now let me take the next question. See here, that is 15.43, question 15.2.13. Okay, if arithmetic mean and the coefficient of variation of x are 10 and 40 respectively, what is the variance of y is equal to 15 minus 2x? Okay. Okay. Now here they have combined 2-3 things together. Okay, it's a very interesting question and it is very good also. Okay. Now I must know the formula for coefficient of variation. What is CV formula? CV is equal to SD upon AM into 100, right? I know that. Now how much is CV? CV is given to me as 40. SD I don't know, and arithmetic mean is given to me as 10 into 100. Okay. So I cross multiply. What will I get? This will be 40 into 10 is equal to 100 SD, right? 40 into 10 is equal to 100 SD. So from here I get 100 SD. 100 SD is equal to 400. 40 into 10 is 400. So standard deviation is equal to 400 upon 100 Answer is 4. So how much is my standard deviation? Answer is 4. Okay. Now they have also put in this. Yeah, they are testing whether you know that sigma y, that is standard deviation of y, is equal to mod of standard deviation of x. Change of scale. You can also write this. अगर आपको ये symbol अच्छा नहीं लगता तो आप SD भी लिख सकते हैं. SD of y is equal to mod b into standard deviation of x. अभी ये जो आया आपका वो standard deviation of x आया 4. अभी यहाँ पे b कहाँ से आएगा? ये इक्वेशन दिया हुआ है. So इसमें से b कितना है? b is equal to -2. So standard deviation of y is equal to mod of -2 into standard deviation of x is 4. So this is 2 into 4, 8. Standard deviation of y is equal to 8. Now what is variance? Variance of y will be equal to square of standard deviation of y. Variance of y is equal to square of standard deviation of y. How much is standard deviation of y? Abhi nikala 8. So this is 8 square. So 8 square is equal to 64. Is equal to variance of, this is equal to variance of y, which can be also written as like this. Okay. So this is a very interesting question. Please mark it. It's a very good question that you should be able to solve. It's so simple. Only you need to know CV is equal to SG upon AM into 100. Second thing that you need to know is SG of Y is equal to B into SG of X. Okay, these two formula if you know. And third formula that you must know is variance is square of standard deviation. 3 concepts you know. This is a sum which is testing everything about standard deviation in one sum. Okay, right? So okay. So next sum we are doing is combined mean, combined standard deviation question. Okay. So combined standard deviation question is this. So the mean and standard deviation of salaries of 2 factories are given. 2 फैक्ट्री हैं, उनमें कितने लोग हैं? पहली फैक्ट्री ए है, उसमें 30 लोग हैं, उनकी मीन सैलरी है 4800. मतलब लोगों को जो वर्कर्स है उनको 4800 सैलरी है, स्टैंडर्ड डिविएशन 10 है. और बी जो फैक्ट्री है उसमें 20 लोग काम करते हैं, उनकी 5000 सैलरी है मीन सैलरी, और उनका स्टैंडर्ड डिविएशन है 12. Find combined salary and standard deviation. And second very important question is that can be asked is examine which company has more consistent structure so far as satisfying its employees. Okay. So here the first formula I am going to use is आरजू आपने क्या पूछा है बेटा? एक मिनट. ओके, ये सम होने के बाद मैं आपको आंसर करती हूँ. ठीक है. लास्ट क्वेश्चन समझा नहीं है? ओके, let me take it again. So what is happening here? What have you not understood here? -2 कैसे आया? -2 ये है, y is equal to आपको बताया ना, दिस इज y is equal to a plus bx. ये आपको दिया हुआ है y. This is change of origin and scale. So here from here b is equal to -2. ये क्वेश्चन में दिया हुआ है ना आपको. यहाँ से भी आया है, ठीक है. Okay, so here all you have to do is find, you must know CV formula, you must know this the change of base and change of origin, and you must know that variance is standard deviation square. Okay, so now let us do this. Find the combined mean. Okay, so first is combined salary. So I know the formula. See, what is this? This 30 is given as N1. This is my X1 bar. Okay, and this is my S1. Okay, this is my N2. Number of employees is N2. This is my X2 bar. This is my S2. Okay, so what is the formula for combined mean? It is equal to X bar is equal to N1 X1 bar plus N2 X2 bar upon N1 plus N2. So this is equal to 30 into 4,800 plus 20 into 5,000 upon 30 plus 50. How much is the combined salary? If I take the two factories together, the combined salary comes to 4880. Okay, this is my X bar. Then I have to find the standard deviation. Then I must find D1. So D1 is X1 bar minus X bar. How much is this? This is equal to 4800 minus 4880. Answer is minus 80. Now, how much is D2? D2 is equal to X2 bar minus X bar, which is equal to 5,000 minus 4880. Answer is 120. Okay, answer is 120. Now, I have to simply substitute. Okay, I must know the formula is standard deviation, combined standard deviation formula. Let me put in a different color. So, S is equal to square root of N1 S1 square plus N2 S2 square plus N1 D1 square plus N2 D2 square. स्क्वायर रूट साइन यहाँ तक है, डिवाइडेड बाय n1 प्लस n2. डिवाइडेड बाय n1 प्लस n2. इसको आप सॉल्व कीजिए. ठीक है, once you solve this, what will you get? Okay, you have to use your calculators and find out. You will get it as 98.58. Okay, I will just have to check the answer. So I will have to see. So you can see it in the book also. The answer, it will be given. So you will substitute over here. So S will be S is equal to square root of N1 is how much? 30 into S1 is 10 square plus ये स्क्वायर रूट साइन पूरी चलेगी, जगह नहीं है इसलिए लिख रही हूँ, प्लस N2 is 20 into S2 is 12 square plus N1 is 30 into D1 is 80 square. Because it's minus 80, so I have to write it minus 80 square plus 20 into 120 square. Okay, upon N1 plus N2, that is 30 plus 20. Okay, just solve this, you will get the combined standard deviation. Okay, This is how you will find the combined standard deviation. Now let me tell you about the consistency. Okay, I hope this you have got. Okay, now we have to see which company has more consistent structure. Here consistency has to be checked using CV. Okay, ये जो B portion है वो मैं आपको दिखा रही हूँ. I'm solving the B portion because the standard deviation you just have to substitute and find out. Now I will find out CV of factory A. CV, that is coefficient of variation of factory A, is what? Standard deviation of factory A upon mean of factory A is what? Into 100. Okay. Now I will also find coefficient of variation of factory B. Standard deviation of factory B upon mean of factory B into 100. Okay. So how much is standard deviation of factory A? 10. What is the mean of factory A? 4800 into 100. So can you tell me how much will this be? 1000 divided by 480. This is 0.208. Okay. So coefficient of variation of A is 208. Now here what is standard deviation of B? 12. What is the mean of B? Mean salary is 5000 into 100. So this will be how much? 1200 divided by 5000. It is 0.24. Okay. Coefficient of variation of B is 0.24. Remember, जिसका ये कम रहता है, जिसका CV कम रहता है, वो more consistent structure होता है. And the more the consistent salary structure, the more satisfied its employees will be. Okay, because CV of A is less than CV of B. Okay, because this is 0.208 and this is 0.24. Therefore, A has better, factory A has better structure and employees are satisfied. Okay, employees are satisfied. Okay, so remember that you have to do these sums in this way. Very easily you can do this. This is a sum that will that is the type where they may not ask you A and B together. They will ask you separately only. Okay, don't worry. No, you will not get A and B together for 1 mark. So you will have, maybe they will ask you 1 question, 1 mark question for combined salary. They may have another question for consistency. Okay, so for the given data, they may have 2-3 questions on this data. Okay, so don't worry, you will not get it together as 1 mark. So, but these are very good sums that you can easily calculate. Only you need to know the formula. I want you. Okay, this is the comprehensive sum that I want you to try at home. Okay, just take down these values, find the mean deviation and mean about the mean and coefficient of mean deviation. Second is find the quartile deviations and coefficient of quartile deviation. Third question is find the range and coefficient of range. And fourth is standard deviation and coefficient of standard deviation. Okay, I want you to take down these values, weights and kgs. These two आपको ये copy कर लीजिए. बाकी आगे का copy नहीं किया तो भी चलेगा. आपको जो है ये मैं निकाल ही देती हूँ. Okay, आप इतना क्वेश्चन लिख लीजिए. अगर आप ये वाला क्वेश्चन पूरा सॉल्व कर सकते हैं तो आपको ये चैप्टर अच्छे से आ गया. I want you to try the sum at home. Okay, so that next time when we meet, I will give you the answers. So I want all of you to try this. If you are able to solve all these, if you're able to find mean deviation about the mean, coefficient of mean deviation, quartile deviation, coefficient of quartile deviation, range and coefficient of range, standard deviation and coefficient of variation. If you are able to find all this, you have understood the chapter on dispersion, okay, which is very important because you're going to need all these concepts later on also. So please take down the question and you try it at home, and I will give you the answers in the next chapter, in the next lecture. Okay, understood? Aparna, the sum of square deviation, that is only a theory part that you must know. Okay, you don't have to go into details about it. Okay. Priyanka, I have already answered your question. Please don't keep repeating it in the chat box. I've already told you where you got the -2 from. You're not paying attention. I can't do anything about it. Okay. Now you understood? Okay, good, good, very good. So I hope you have taken down the question. Let me, shall I stop sharing the screen? Thank you all for your patient hearing. Have a wonderful evening ahead and practice your statistics a lot. Okay. Have a great day.